The Zimmer Biomet Park Kissogue for the second of this evening's TUS Clare Senior Hurling Championship ties here. What a tie it is. Ballyea versus Scariff. We have county stars aplenty, county teammates aplenty indeed as well, and we'll tell you all about those in just a couple of moments time. Joining us on analysis, we're like an advertisement for L'Oreal. Not really. Myself and Derek Dormer bringing you through this game. Derek, we had an absolute belter there to open up the day here in Park Kissogue. This game has quite a bit to live up to, but it has all the potential to do so.
Yeah, definitely. And look, the game beforehand, outstanding as you said, but I think Clare GA saved the best for last because of what's at stake here. These two teams would have went back training last January or whenever they did, the whole focus would have been on winning Ken and Hamilton. And now they're in a battle to survive. I mean, the losers are done, they're dusted, their year is over. So it's going to be an epic battle, and it's one I'm really, really looking forward to. It could be tight, could be tense, it'll be physical for sure, and we have two of the greatest hurlers on display, Mark Rogers and Tony Kelly. I mean, if someone told you could just go watch them play, that'd do you.
Yeah, I know that's what has drawn a couple of people here today. I have a little assistant there in the corner that's here for that very reason, watching Peter Duggan and David Fitz and Aidan McCarthy and Ryan Taylor in the last game. But like we spoke about this in the build-up to that first game, it wasn't really do or die for both those teams because this one is going to go down to the last game anyway. But in this, as you mentioned, and it was so open. I mean, God almighty, the scoring, 30 points to 29 when you break it down in the last one. Given what's at stake here, can it be as free-flowing, or does it just have to be sit, scrap, fight?
Sit, scrap and fight. I couldn't have put it better. If either team hits 30 points here today, I will literally, I have a hat somewhere and I will eat it. No, this will be do or die stuff. This will be really, really tight. There'll be a lot of frees, especially early, as lads get to know each other, would want of a better way, but I'd imagine it'll be pure physical, especially around the middle third, and it'll be just a case of both teams trying to get the ball to the superstars. And I mean, that's no disrespect to the other 28 players, but you know, if you get the ball to Mark Rogers, it's a score. You get it to Tony Kelly, it's a green flag. I mean, so that's what's at stake here. It's your whole year on the line in 60 minutes, so I'd imagine both teams will just go at it hammer and tongs.
And I was actually talking about this to somebody on the way in, and we were saying that, you know, Mark and Tony in that battle, but the person made a great point, like it's about the supporting cast. Who's going to give the better backup to the stars today that will ultimately swing this one?
Yes, and that's where Ballyea came a cropper in round one when they went to the bench, and I mean no disrespect, but they were bringing on inter-county footballers, whereas Kilmaley that day could bring on lads who had represented Clare at under 20 level, minor level in hurling, and that was the difference that Ballyea came unstuck because Kilmaley had that bench. Scariff might similarly have a better impact off the bench, and that could be the deciding factor. Now, anytime any team rules against Tony Kelly, it's not a clever move. Unfortunately, I do think it's going to be Scariff's day, and I never go against Tony Kelly, but I just think that Scariff team have been primed for a couple of years, semi-final, and they'd have been stung by the opening round defeat. They wouldn't have expected it against Cracklow. They would have thought they would have won that, and now it's back to the wall, and who better than Mark Rogers, you know?
Yeah. Absolutely, matchups will be crucial. So at that juncture, let's run you through our two teams this afternoon. Down to our right hand side, warming up at the Aldi end of Park Kissogue, are the men from Ballyea, led of course by the great man himself, Robbie Hogan. His tenures in charge have ultimately brought Canon Hamiltons to the parish. They start with Barry Coote in goal. Their full back line is Peter Casey, Paul Flanagan and Morgan Gary. Half back line, Garrod, Gudgie O'Connell, Jack Brown and Darragh Moylan. At midfield, wearing number 8, he's named there. Will he start there? It's Tony Kelly. And wearing 18 beside him is Tygo Hulacan. Half forward line will be Niall Deasy. Wearing number 19, Daniel Costello. And wearing number 17 is Aaron Griffin. With an inside line of Cian Kirby, Cathal Doohan and Fiacre Kirby. So lots and lots of positional switches to that team, I would suggest, once that ball gets thrown in. For the men from East Clare, from Scariff, did a mighty festival there over the weekend, at the bank holiday weekend. And they start with William Kavanagh in goal. Their full back line is Scott Kearns, Michael Scanlon, and named at 18 is Sean Hartigan. Number 23 named at wing back is Rossa Keehan. Number 24 at centre back, we're told, is Sean Minogue, with Sean Collins wearing number 7. Connor Downs and Keelan Hartigan is the midfield pairing. It's Michael Barrett, Patrick Crotty and Liam Crotty in their half-forward line, with an inside line. Plenty scores here for Patrick Ryan, Mark Rogers and Éanna O'Brien. So matchups, as we say, Derek, critical. Is it a case of Jack Brown picks up Patrick Crotty? At the other end, is it Paul Flanagan maybe going with Mark Rogers? You've pace, you've experience, you've all that. It all has to settle down.
All has to settle down. Matchups will be very important. I'd imagine Liam Crotty will definitely go back to 6. And I imagine Tony Kelly will go into the inside line. I mean, you'd be mad not to play him in the full forward line. I mean, that opening half below against Kilmaley, I think it was 2-5 from play. And both goals were just ridiculous, Derek. He was fouled, he was on his knees. He knew it in advantage and he still got up. And from an acute angle, buried both of them. So I'd imagine Ballyea would position Tony in the inside line and see how it goes from there. And of course, if you're in trouble, you can bring him back out the field. For Scariff, there'll be a lot of positional switches, and I'd imagine Mark Rogers will be out around the centre forward role and just to roam around that middle third and get on that ball, because you know he can score from distance.
Anish Ibarkis or Ronavian. So as we watch the teams break from their respective huddles, it's going to be Scariff attacking the Aldi end goal here of Páirc Uis. So they'll be playing with the breeze. Tony Kelly and Mark Rogers clap hands as they go to pass one another. That may be where the formalities will end for those two with what is at stake here. And already we can see Patrick Crotty is going into the full forward line. Tony Kelly is doing likewise at one side. Gudgie is rutting. There's nothing new about that. He's well accustomed to it. What a brilliant physical, brilliant competitive battler this fella is. And over there with him at the moment, Jarlath Donlan just trying to keep tabs and wraps on everybody. He's as well pleased just to get that ball underway, and immediately Gudgie's in the wars, and it's a fairly strong frontal hit there. And if I'm not mistaken, there will be somebody spoken to here by Jarlath Donlan. Patrick Ryan, I think, was the man, was he, that was coming out on that one? It was, yeah. So big hit on Gudgie. Not easy, put him down. He's back up onto his feet quick as you like. He's telling Kieran Connolly, go on away, I'm grand, but it's going to be a free. Early doors, no card for it. Later on you might see that though.
Oh, he laid down a marker with that challenge, and by God, that was 100 miles an hour. It thundered into him and said, you know what, this is a battle today, and I'm letting you know already that this is a battle. Superb physical challenge. Yes, it was a foul, but you know, you don't mind that if you're a manager. That's just laying down a marker.
So Tony Kelly with the free, chance to open the scoring here. Breeze in his face, settling down with that familiar stance. He's right on, just on that halfway line. He'll move past it, striking left-handed. Kelly sends it in, and it goes to the right and wide. And I know the breeze is in your favour or against him in that particular one, but it goes right and wide. Early scoring chance goes a begging. We'll pick up on some of the matchups in just a moment. But right now, Ballyea trying to get their hand on the ball, and it is the aforementioned Gudgie goes to take on, and he swings the hurley and loses it as well. The blood is up just a little bit now. Just get the message in to calm down a small bit. This one is tetchy. We know there's plenty on the line, but you need 15 on the field for the entire game.
You do, and if the challenges keep going.
Is down there with Gudgie. You know, that is certainly one to watch. The two boys are jarring and jawing already, but when all settles down, it is a free now for Mark Rogers. So our two marquee men with frees actually in similar enough positions when you draw where they're facing the opposition goal. Rogers right here in front of us, a lovely resplendent looking blue helmet on his head as he fires that one towards the posts, and this one for Scariff goes inside the right hand upright. We've had on the clock 1 minute and 47 seconds. Scariff one to the good.
Yeah, lovely score from Mark Rogers. Difficult enough free for a start like out here in the touchline, but I'm still watching Downs and Gudgie out there. Fairness to Downs, he's a brave man to be going at Gudgie like that.
Ball down towards Tony Kelly. Two men hanging around his general direction. Thought there might have been a push in the back there. Over on the far side of the pitch was Liam Crotty, just sweeping the ball out over the sideline. I guess the directive is, lads, out into the Fergus there if you have to put the ball once Kelly doesn't get his paw on it. But it's going to be a line ball for the Ballyea men. Remember, breeze in their face. Looks like it's going to be Niall Deasy perhaps that's going to try and line up with this one. Cathal Doohan is making the run inside. Ball played in. It's looking for Cian Kirby, but it's well gathered back there by Crotty. Gives it out. Oh, nice little dink in towards the middle. Is it going to work out? It is just on this occasion. Rossa Keehan comes in trying to tidy things up. Ball just between the 45 and the D. As we mentioned in the last game, no football arc marked out here for our Senior Hurling Championship weekend. Is that ball again from Ballyea? That was Niall Deasy on the back foot. There was a little touch on it though. We'll come back for the 65. Early doors, of course. We've just 3 minutes gone. We had a lightning start to the first game, but as predicted, this one has just a different kind of feel, different kind of tempo.
Yeah, different tempo to it, because you said it in the first game, like both teams coming in the back of a win. You could play free flowing hurling. Here it's about survival. Here it's about winning your 50-50 ball and laying down a marker early. Look, we've already had 2 frees. We now have a 70. We've yet to see a score from play, yet to even see a shot from play realistically. So he took it quick.
Kelly, it's trademarked, isn't it? He just whips it 1-2. Nice little link up play there with Aaron Griffin. This time off the right. He's happy with that. Is TK as that ball flies between the posts. I think, in fairness now to Donald Maloney, he'll be barking in the instruction to watch that. Kelly does that really, really quickly and really well when it's on. So that's one for Scariff to watch. Right now we're watching Patrick Crotty. Can he keep that ball in off the sideline? No. Just goes out over. Robbie Hogan underneath us here watching on. His very familiar management team, Reggie and Sully and Jude Quinlivan, they're all back on board. And of course, White gets Andrew Fahy, the great man himself from the Clare team from those couple of years ago. He's in the background team too. All watching down here, 1 point apiece. 4 minutes gone. NC Paint and Decor, our commentary sponsors here this evening, and of course Zimmer Biomet sponsoring the Clare GA TV stream and sponsoring the park and sponsoring a whole load of other things, and have done great work as well since they got involved. Right now Ballyea have the ball back on their own 40 metre line. It's Morgan Gary letting it rip away down the pitch, trying to get onto it there, and there was a little touch. Indeed there was. That's going to be a free in for the Ballyea men. Nice little run out there from Cian Kirby. Crotty just came in loose enough, kind of a challenge. Free in for Ballyea, dead straight in front of the post, and you just don't need to be handing scores like this in a game like this.
No, you don't. But I was just watching there. Scott Kearns has been obviously detailed to track Kelly wherever he goes, because Tony has, Tony move around all the different areas, especially around that advanced middle third, should we call it, just ahead of that. And Kearns has followed him ever. Difficult task for Kearns, but he's stuck to it so far.
Here comes Kelly with the free. 3 shots at the post for him already in this opening 4.5 or so minutes, and it's his second point of the afternoon. 1 from play and 1 from the free. Mark Rogers with the free for Scariff. That's our 3 scores so far, coming up on 5 minutes played. Puck out is aimed towards the far side of the ground, aimed towards Patrick Crotty. With him there is Morgan Gary. Ball breaks down, out over the sideline it goes. It's already getting scrappy over there. Niall Deasy would be that big target man, won't he? And again, I suppose it's the conundrum with Kelly as well. Like, is Deasy better as a puck out target on the wing, or the big man inside to play the small man off him?
Well, yeah, that's a question for Robbie to answer. Like, I would always have Tony at the edge of the square if possible, because if he gets the supply, you know what he'll do.
Morgan Gary plays that ball across, but it's rather misdirected, as Sean Collins is the man that tidied it up initially, and now the very lively Keelan Hartigan to Patrick Crotty, snaps the ball down. Standing on attention on the halfway line is Ross Keehan, and the ball just goes to the left hand side and wide. The shot was on, and immediately you can see Jack Brown reversing for the puck out routine. Fiacre Kirby is around here as well. They're all waiting for Barry Coote inside the goal. Jack out here on this near touchline.
You can see though, Derek, and right in front of you, like, you basically have 20 players inside a 30-yard space. Middle third is really congested, and that's going to dictate how tight it is, and that's why the teams have set up like that. They want to keep this tight and make sure that you're in the contest, in the 45-50 minute mark, and that's what they have to do. So there's acres of space in both full forward lines.
And it's Scariff with the breeze to maybe hit that a little bit earlier. Paul Flanagan made a great burst up the field there. He's just jogging back. The lactic acid perhaps just building around that 45 metre line. Keelan Hartigan goes. Jack Brown with him. Lovely ball out here towards Downs. Conor Downs is trying to cut inside, cutting back on the angle. Gets the little flick pass across. Looking there for Ian O'Brien. Just goes beyond him. He's on the 45. Patrick Ryan was in acres and acres and acres of space on the right hand side. And on the spin, off balance, on the back foot. 3 things you don't want to be when you're taking a shot. The ball goes right and wide.
Yeah, and look, that buzzword from all of last year's hurling, shooting efficiency, that's a really poor wide from Scariff, because not only should he himself have popped it over, but he also had an option outside of him for, to give it to the better man in the better position, the more high percentage area. And Ballyea gone short with the puck out here, Derek.
Yeah, the little 1-2 worked, and eventually Coote drives it away down the pitch, but once again climbing up into the air. That's brilliant work back there from Sean Collins, and puts the ball down into a little bit of space and time now here. There's going to be an opportunity. It is carrying it forward there. Éanna O'Brien from a very tight angle just shortens up the grip, and that's just too easy. In a game of intensity, in a game of survival, that's just a very easy score to concede. Well finished, but he had all the time in the world to do it.
Yeah, but it came from Ballyea trying to, be smart with the puck out, went short, back to Coot, and all of a sudden they're exposed with space inside. And when the puck out was overturned down here in the Scariff half-back line, quick incisive ball into the corner, into the flanks, and you'll cause damage. And again, they've done something similar here, and there's oceans of space in front of it. Poor ball.
Oh, yeah, trying to attack it out there. Paul Flanagan, the red helmet, can he get it over the bar? The under-21 All-Ireland winning captain from a couple of years ago. The ball goes right and wide. It stays 2 points apiece. 8 minutes gone here in Zimmer at Park Yusog. Sean Collins of Scariff, not Cratloe. He is the man that's taking down that ball. Good work from him. That's a nice little place ball from Shawnee Hartigan, looking for Patrick Crotty, but that's a brilliant bit of play there for Morgan Gary. Crotty goes with him. The battle continues on the 21 metre line. Crotty has the ball very tight, so he decides to play it all the way across. Over it goes. That's better use of possession. Not trying to scoop it over the head there. Patrick Ryan into Mark Rogers. He has it. Rogers heading in along the in-line. Two Ballyea go with him, and what a block that is. Brilliant bit of defending, but it's still Scariff with the ball again on the shoulder, turning it over the crossbar. That's a brilliant score.
That's a fantastic point.
Fantastic score over on the far side of the pitch. I think it was Éanna O'Brien that eventually finished it off. He was the man that created the move down this right hand channel. He ended up over top of the left and falling backwards, looked and put the ball straight between the posts. 3 points to 2.
And look at Crotty though, in fairness, when he won the ball, they went for the juggler. Lovely crossfield ball to Rogers, and when he got that ball in his hand, you knew and I knew there was only one thing on his mind: green flag. Tremendous defending by Ballyea. Yeah, they coughed up the point, but they'd have taken that when they saw the ball in Mark Rogers' hands.
Ball in towards Kelly again. There was a loose belt there by Scott Kearns. He swung before the ball had even reached. In fact, now in fairness, the referee was right on the scene, Jarlath Dunn, and it's going to be a free in. But when you're one-on-one with Kelly like that, discipline is just the absolute minimum you have to kind of try and apply.
You do, but look, I have sympathy for Scott Kearns. It's not going to be an easy afternoon for him, and there wasn't any malice in the swipe, but he was just letting Kelly know, I'm here, I'm going to be here, and I'm going to follow you all day. Look, yeah, coughing up these frees, might prove costly later on, but Scariff are laying down a marker to Tony Kelly at the moment.
It should be in just a moment, and it is 3 points apiece here in Zimmer at Park Yusog. Tony Kelly with his third. Well, we spoke about the supporting cast, and again there's a coming together here in the middle of the park, and this time it's Daniel Costello that's involved in an altercation. Connor Downs is the man. Gudgie is here.
He made his way, let's say he made his way away from the scene.
Right, well, Daniel Costello's hanging around that area. Gudgie's there as well. Now, himself and Connor Downs were having a right old set to in the opening stages of the game. And just looking down here, we have the most experienced official in the county manning the sideline here in the form of Niall Malone. And do you know what? We were picking out Daniel, and Gudgie didn't tell him at all that Jarlath's actually talking to. Let's see how he's going to deal with this one. Is that Harden Griffin, I think, that's down there as well? So there's lots of them getting in around that particular area. Connor's going to get back up onto his feet, and I don't think we're going to have any great outcome to this, are we?
No, just a chat. I think he's explaining to Connor, it's a 50-50 kind of coming together, shall we say.
Yeah, but the ball was at the other end of the field. But anyway.
yeah, we'll leave that to Jarlath.
Puck out taken by William Kavanagh. Gets the game restarted once again. 3 points apiece. 10 minutes gone here in Zimmer at Park Yusog as Paul Flanagan picks the ball up just behind his own 65. Lovely wristy delivery into Kelly. They've done it many a time in the field in Ballyea together. Kelly's isolated here out in this near touchline. Tony Kelly, you are unbelievable. Tony
Lord.
Kelly. What a score from out here on the sideline, and not alone that, but the power of the swing actually took his marker out of the game as well, as Scott Kearns is coming in here to receive a little bit of attention. I just said it, he might have been isolated, but that is almost trademarked. I think Kelly will eventually get a patent on that kind of a score, out on the touchline, over the shoulder, straight between the posts. Just concentrated class.
There's nobody else in not only the county, in the country that could execute what he just did there. Surrounded by a sea of green, barely able to swing his leg, never mind a whole hurley, and yet he dissected the post. It never deviated from the black spot. As soon as it left his hurley, you knew it was over. Right out on the touchline. That's a score that you just come into Cusack Park just to watch. Incredible from Tony Kelly.
His fourth of the game, Ballyea's fourth as well. 12 minutes gone here in the opening half, and still it's that Scott Kearns that's down just receiving a little bit of attention, and Liam Crotty comes across now to see can he try and replicate it in terms of a man marking situation? And he's getting to grips with Kelly there. They're getting to grips with people all over the pitch, and thankfully from Scariff's perspective, and indeed for the game as well, Scott Kearns back up onto his feet. William Kavanagh pucks it out. 12 minutes gone. Ballyea leading Scariff by 4 points to 3. Ball breaking down. Tidy, so tidy. He's just always like that, Paul Flanagan. He just does everything just so brilliantly. He does the basics just so well. Delivers the ball in there towards Tony Kelly. This time though it's red, and Scariff trying to clear their lines and winning the free as well. There is Liam Crotty, and he turns back with a little jump of celebration. But going back to Paul Flanagan, it's very few defenders. Owen Gunning is one of them, but Paul Flanagan is that type of defender that he can attack the ball at pace because he's just so clean and tidy in gathering possession.
Oh yeah, the perfect cornerback or wing back, because he's out in front of his marker. He trusts himself and he backs himself that when he gets to the ball first, it'll be one touch into the hand and second touch clear his lines. And he's a no-nonsense defender too. Look, he's man in the centre-back role at the moment, but there's constant movement throughout the field, Derek. Players are interchanging non-stop.
Goes left and wide. Yeah, it was just a similar position from where we saw Peter Duggan score one in the previous game. This ball though goes left and wide, and they're trying to get the puck out again. Coote inside in the goal, Barry that is, just looking up, assessing his options. He's being directed by Jack Brown. He had a man out here in the near wing, which was Darragh Moylan. Instead he sends it right down the middle, looking for DC. It just goes beyond him again. Scariff just stepping back and being that bit clever, launching a ball in towards Patrick Ryan, trying to come on to that. We've Sean Minogue on the break, big ball once again, but that's a great bit of covering defending and a big hit put in there again by Conor Downs. Ball gets away out here towards Paul Flanagan though. He tries to sing Gudgie on his travels out to this near side of the pitch. That was great play back there on that occasion by Tygo Hulacan for Ballyea. Ball down here in front of Patrick Ryan. Gudgie's hanging around. It's back. It's in the hands of Cathal Doohan, a man that was there when they won the Munster Club as well back in 2016. Long ball down here. It's picked up by Liam Crotty. He's on his own 21 metre line. Spreads the play across to the far side of the pitch. Patrick Crotty grabs that with the right hand, loses his footing, but on his back again, just sends it down the line looking for Ian O'Brien. Jack Brown reads it best of all. He's been doing it for a long time. Down to Gudgie. He takes the ball up, finds DC in an ocean of space just inside the 65 metre line. Usually they go over. This time it doesn't. It's still Ballyea leading though 4 points to 3.
Yeah, and Scariff have withdrawn Mark Rogers, Derek. They've withdrawn him from the full forward line. He's out now right here in the middle spot. They've pushed Conor Downs also into the middle third. So now Jack Brown basically is playing a +1. He's in a sweeping role, but not through Ballyea's choice. It's through Scariff's setup. So Scariff really need to start working the ball through the lines, and they're playing with a win. So I don't really know what they're at the moment. They have a 2-man inside line. Jack Brown's sitting and protecting that two-man back line, we'll say, for Ballyea. So it's all going to be here in the middle third for Scariff, and they're just second best at the moment.
Keane Kirby was the man that put that ball just to the right of the post there a while ago. So Ballyea's wide count starts to mount here into the breeze, just maybe taking on shots that aren't really options, but shall we say, playing into that stiff enough breeze now that it's actually picked up a little bit down towards that top of the right position here at Parkis Oak. We're going to go again with a line ball here just shy of the 21 metre line, right out on this near touchline. Jack Brown taking control of this one, gets a good connection on it, sends it down, but again back there Sean Collins, he's been on a world of ball and a one-handed swipe there trying to get it down the field. Keane Kirby was the man tracking back, trying to pick it up there. So again, it's really scrappy, isn't it? 15 gone, we've passed the first quarter, 4 points to 3.
Yeah, and if you're Robbie Hogan, you'll be happy with that, because you're playing into the wind, you're leading, and Mark Rogers is being taken out of the game, not by anything you've done, but by what Scariff have decided to do, which is drop everybody basically except the two men, and there's 50 yards of space in front of them. That's okay if you can get the ball into them, but you're being beaten here in the middle third.
Gudgie with the line ball down to Cathal Doohan. He tries to do what Kelly did a while ago, and he manages to do it as well off his right hand side on the 45 metre line in the shadow of Donagh Maloney here on the sideline. That's a quality score from Cathal Doohan. 5 points to 3. Ballyea in front. Puck out is short. The 1-2 has worked. William Kavanagh goes long. Down the line they go up. They go for it. Minogue tries to take it down. He has it. Cutting inside the cover. Taking the shot. He's well blocked up there. Back working hard was Peter Casey, and he managed eventually just to get a touch on that hurley. But again, I think his body might have paid the price on that particular one. It's Sean Minogue inside in the verge of the square now. He's just down. He'll receive a little bit of attention as the physio goes in. The referee, Charlotte Donna, goes in to have a chat with his umpires. Don't think there was anything untoward in it, Derek. It was just a whole cluster of people, a whole cluster of hurleys, and just the one ball.
Yeah, look, a sea of black and amber were going to surround him. A booming, like they played the puck out short, popped it back to the keeper, and then William Kavanagh launched it like the 120 yards. And that's what they should be doing with the wind. But to me, they should be having Mark Rogers at the edge of the square. Sean Minogue plucked it. He'd no one left to right of him to give it to. He had to try and bury his way through a sea of black and amber, with Jack Brown being one of them. You ain't going anywhere, Derek.
No, but it is a 65. Maybe that's what the conversation eventually resulted in. So it will be a 65, and it'll be Mark Rogers to take it. 17 minutes gone here in the opening half. NC Paint and Decker, our commentary sponsors. We'll have a Patrick Burke-Benzer man of the match selection at the end of this game as well, as we now match the man himself, Mark Rogers. That brilliant goal, of course, in the All-Ireland final, placing the ball on the 65-metre line. Gudgy just watching him, perhaps encouraging him as well, maybe.
Oh, definitely, definitely. Best to look with that, Mark.
To do what is the question. So Mark Rogers with the 65, slightly to the left-hand side, opposite side of the field to that famous one against Waterford. Let's see, would it have the same result? Mark Rogers strikes through the ball and puts it straight over, no question about it. And again, he just hangs out around there on that 65-metre line after hitting it. So back to a 1 point game. Ballyea 5, Scariff 4. It's edgy, it's tense. We told you it would be. 18 minutes gone in the first half. Again, the puck up breaks down. Jack Brown picks it up, takes a big hit as well, and just he absolutely hops off him. It was none other than Mark Rogers that decided to test out the shoulder. Off go Ballyea with Darren Griffin. The Lissy Casey man goes through to the 45-metre line. The county football star gives it back to Gudgy, back to Niall Deasy on the back foot, the big strong man from Ballyea, and again the ball goes to the left and wide, and Deasy puts he just looked up to the clouds there to try and get a bit of divine inspiration. As that ball goes to the left and wide, it's taken quickly by Michael Barrett on the far side of the pitch, plays it inside. Minogue puts up the hand, Patrick Ryan goes across. He's being well marshalled there by Thygo Hulacan, but Ryan gets back up onto his feet, looks at the post. It's a tidy angle, but he makes light of it. That's a quality score from a player that's capable of getting big scores in the championship. We've seen him do it before. 5 points apiece it is, with 18:52 on the clock.
Yeah, fine score, and in fairness, he'd been beaten to the ball by the defender, and the defender slipped and he made most of the opportunity, gathered the sliotar, split the post. But again, I have to question this two-man inside line from Scariff with the wind. I know it's tight at the moment, but they really need to be utilising this wind, and that's just a pot shot from nowhere, Derek.
From Mark Rogers, yeah.
And you can't be doing that. Get the ball into the high percentage areas. Yes, you want your shooters on it. Mark Rogers is a shooter, but not from 80 yards out in the touchline. You want him inside in the D.
Puck out once again then for Barry Coote, sends it down to the stand side of the pitch, looking for Cathal Doohan. Big contest in the air. Sean Collins wins it. Mark Rogers picks up the break. Again, looks for a lofty crossfield ball over towards a mixture of Ryan and Minogue, but it's Jack Brown, the man that goes over and reads it, slips as he does, holds off the challenge. Jacko has been around a long time. No doubt about it. Jack Brown knew exactly what was happening there.
He did, and he got a couple of slaps at the hurley, and
Sean Minogue will be spoken to.
Yeah, and Sean Minogue then started giving out to Jarlath for the awarding of the free. Like, Sean Minogue is lucky he didn't get booked for the few hurley slaps across Jack Brown. He's definitely getting booked now for the talk. No, he's only getting a speaking to. He got away with one, and he's a brave man to be swinging a hurley at Jack Brown, I'll tell you.
Jacko will take the free himself. He has seen off a number of them in his day, hasn't he? They called them the field boys back in the day. They used to spend all the day below on Ballyea pitch. They'd come home to some house when they'd get hungry, and out they'd go again. Jack Brown with a long range free dropping in, but again it goes harmlessly out to the left and wide. And you often wonder, are you better off taking 10 yards off that and giving someone a chance, or should somebody attack the end line a bit more?
Oh, he's got the puck out away quick.
Yeah, Patrick Crotty, and he links up play with Keelan Hartigan coming at speed. He's usually fairly accurate from these kind of positions, and that has transpired once again for Keelan Hartigan. So a very simple score. Find a ball winner like Patrick Crotty from the puck out, get the runner off his shoulder in Keelan Hartigan, and hit the front once again. Scariff 6, Ballyea 5. We have coming up on 21 minutes gone first half.
Yeah, and Derek, 11 scores only. That, and we did highlight how great catch.
Niall Deasy releases the ball through. This could be a big opportunity. Ballyea bearing down on goal, pops it off inside towards Tony Kelly.
Was there
when you need the leaders, they will always stand up. But what a brilliant bit of play that was from Cian Kirby, taking the ball from DC and popped it off at the opportune time. And there was the man himself, the All-Ireland winning captain, to stick the ball in the back of the net. Ballyea 1-5, Scariff 6, 21 and a half gone.
Was there ever going to be any other outcome, Derek? Once that ball broke inside, you had to feel for Scott Kearns. He was caught, like he had to step away from Kelly, otherwise DC was in on goal.
Oh, Sean Minogue takes it down from the puck out, tries to barrel through, hand pass off, looking for Crotty. Mark Rogers is off the shoulder. Rogers wide. It's
Oh,
just
Lord.
gone wide. It rattled the net, but it was at the wrong side of the post. We have had some 60 seconds here, and again, coming together on the far side of the ground. Sean Minogue is down. I think that's Tygo Hulacan or Peter Casey. All the Ballyea cornerbacks are wearing those yellow helmets. Morgan Gary's hanging around there as well. So
They might all get yellow cards in a minute with their yellow helmets.
What a brilliant 60 seconds we've had. Kelly's goal at one end. Mark Rogers absolutely testing out the side, netting at the other. But when it all breaks down, it's Ballyea by 2, 1-5-6.
Yeah, look, they'll be delighted with that, Derek. But going back to Kelly, you have to feel for Scott Kearns. Everyone was tracking the runners, which is the right thing to do. But once DC broke through with Doolan giving him the ball, like, Kearns had no other option. It was a stick or twist. He had to come out, but when you do, you're leaving the one man inside that you know when he gets the ball in his hand, there'll only be one outcome.
Really tidy play here from Patrick Crotty, and he strikes it from the 65-metre line, and it goes wide. Wide
That's an
count is
oxygen
really creeping
draining.
up.
Yeah, that's an oxygen draining score, Derek, or a miss, because you've overturned the puck out. You're dead central in front of the post, 50 yards out. You've got to be, and he's an inter-county player. You've got to be splitting the posts.
Barry Coote sends the ball down here on top of Gudgy. Up he goes. Keelan Hartigan there trying to come onto it. It's just a little one-handed flick forward back there by Michael Barrett, but it's Jack Brown picking it up again. Again, a crossfield ball trying to open up the play. Over there once again is Kelly. Absolutely inimitable on the spin off the left. This one goes to the right and wide. The blood was up perhaps after the goal, but the ball goes to the right and wide, 1-5-6, and Kavanagh goes quick once again. Looking here for Patrick Ryan. Jack Brown is skulking around in front of him. Ball is going to kick through, and it is tidied up, and it is Ballyea coming away with it, and it's Darragh Moylan, one of these new stars on the field. Back it comes to Jack Brown. He's anything but. He's brilliant. He's been around a long time. Ball down here in front of us. Out over the sideline it goes. That was Fikra Kirby there trying to come onto it, and also there was Cian Kirby. The Kirby's trying to do a wreck inside in the full forward line. It's going to be a line ball for Ballyea. The man himself is coming across to take it. Just shy of the 45-metre line.
And don't be surprised if he splits the post with it. He's done everything else so far. He's got a wonder point. He's got an incredible finish from the goal. He's looking for runners. He goes crossfield. What a ball.
What a ball that is. What a brilliant bit of vision. And standing on attention over there is Morgan Gary. The cornerback comes up and he puts it straight between the posts. Brilliant vision from Kelly. Everyone was probably expecting him to have a cut at it. He saw Morgan Gary in the middle, played it across, and that's a fine finish. And the goal is now the difference. 1-6-6. 24 minutes gone in the opening half. Brilliant ball down here to Mark Rogers on the 65-metre line. Back to Conor Downs. He looks up. There's plenty of movement inside. Is it covered on this occasion? Darragh Moylan back there battling away with Patrick Ryan. Ryan gets to hurley in to try and dispossess him. They both go to the ground. Darragh gets up and gets the ball up into his gander. That's brilliant. Back to Tygo Hulacan. He gets the 1-2 worked with Jack Brown. He's just outside the D. Plays it across. It's a bit misdirected though because Patrick Crotty takes it down and his hand pass wasn't hectic either. In comes Gudgy. He goes in between Conor Downs and Keelan Hartigan and still comes away with the ball. Daniel Costello lets the ball rip down into the corner to Kelly once again. Scott Kearns right there with him. He's still holding on to the ball. Kelly brings him to ground. What more can you do? He showed him the end line, he showed him the sideline, and he was still going to get away from him.
Yeah, it just must be a nightmare for any defender to mark. In fairness, like the ball was popped in front, and look, Scariff are giving out now. The ball's moved to a central position for a tap over point, but Kearns did everything he could possibly do, and yet Kelly still controlled the sliotar, still won the free, and now about to put Ballyea 4 up.
1-4 of the 1-6 is attributable to the man wearing the number 8 jersey this evening. The other 2 points coming from Morgan Gary and Cathal Doohan. And for Scariff again, you have to question, like with that breeze, a man like Mark Rogers is standing right now between his own 45 and 65-metre line. And if I'm a manager, I'm stunned delighted to see him there.
Absolutely thrilled. If you're Robbie Hogan, you're like, thanks very much, Donald Maloney, keep doing what you're doing for me.
Kelly takes the free. Kelly scores the free, and Ballyea stretch the lead out to 4 now. So it's just the biggest gap we've had, 1-7-6. We've 4-ish and the additional time to go to the break. William Kavanagh with the puck out again, trying to get it beyond Gudgy for Hartigan to run onto. Gudgy breaks it down. It's Jack Brown coming onto it. Oh, well picked up by Hartigan now. They're trying to get it through the centre. Now this is Mark Rogers, and that's a brilliant save. Oh, Barry Coote, they follow up. The ball goes to the net, and it is going to count. He did everything he could, Barry Coote. He saved the initial shot. It just kind of skeeted off the boss. He dived down to try and keep it out. They slid in. Not 100% sure who got the finish. Was
Rogers
it
again? No, it was Rogers.
Followed it up.
Followed his own ball in, Derek. That'll show you. But it was the first time that he got through this line. First time he was inside in the attacking zone, shall we call it. And once the ball was popped him, he'd one thing in his mind: green flag. Barry Coote, great save. But Rogers bore his way through the black and amber jerseys. Get out of my way, he said, and he just bundle the Slitter over the line, get it in by hook or by crook, but it has dragged his side right back into the contest now, Derek, with 3 to go before half time. Scariff were looking honestly like a beaten docket. They didn't know what they were doing with this wind. They were just being outworked, outmanoeuvred and out-taught, and now Rogers, with a touch of class, there's only a pint in it.
And Ballyea warming up their sub-goalkeeper down here as well, Oisin Griffin, because in fairness to Barry Coote, he was brave as you like. He dived down to try and clear the ball, but it was the momentum. The ball was there to be won. You wouldn't question anything about that side of it whatsoever from Mark Rogers' perspective, but in fairness to Barry, when you dive like that, you're kind of prone, you're not really set, the core is kind of open, for want of a better phrase, when you go down like that. So he took a fair old rap in there.
And there's a juggernaut that's coming in to hit you too, in fairness. But look, Derek, we spoke before the game, we said it'd be tight. It is tight. And Tony Kelly and Mark Rogers with 2 green flags, 1 each. That's not a surprise either. So this game is going to go right down to the wire.
1-7-1-6, that's what the scoreboard tells us. The clock says 27-40. Again, we've had a little bit of injury time in this game, so we're going to resume. Now, this is an interesting one, because generally if it's not a head injury, the player will be treated on the pitch. But given that the play is dead and we need a goalkeeper to puck it out, I think Charlotte Donlan is kind of
I let you figure out those rules.
Scenario, isn't it? So it is, I suppose, the helmet is off, so we do have to keep it stopped. And he's looking
worse for wear there, Derek. And they're still warming up the goalkeeper, and it's a big call, because you do not want your goalkeeper injured, even if he's concussed. That's enough to get him out of the field, because the next drop in Slitter could end up in the net.
Yeah, Kieran Connolly now is another of those top class physios on the circuit, and he will make the best call that's suited to the player. I've no question about it. And Barry's putting the helmet back onto his head. Kieran had the bag of ice going in, so obviously he's just cooled down the back of the neck to get him back up and running again. So Barry thankfully back up onto his feet, Hurley back onto his head, and again still Ballyea by 1. And you talk about now the next score after the goal. Do you take the harm out of it, or do you make it a 4-point score? That's going to be a big swing of momentum going towards half time, I think.
It is. And look, this puck out is going to be big, because in fairness, the challenge Barry just took, he'll probably go along with it and try and clear his lines, but he's holding his shoulder there, and it wasn't good strength in that puck out.
Yeah, and again I think he has the hand up here indicating that he might be gone. He's taken a knee inside in the square again, ball out here on the sideline, but he put his hand up immediately after that puck out.
You could see with the puck out, Derek, it just no power.
And in fairness, Mark Rogers goes in and gives a little tip at the Hurley, as much as to apologise as anything else. Referee's attention has been called down here by the umpire, so he's saying stop the play here. Gudgie's going to take the line ball just past the halfway line. But again, I think in fairness to Barry, brave and all as he is, and he's made of good stuff and comes from good stock. It's ironic that didn't see Pent and Decker or our sponsors, but he's going to have to make way, I think.
Yeah, and look, we've 20 seconds before we break the 30-minute barrier. If he was in any way able to stay on, he'd stay on till half time, and get it looked at.
He's carrying the hand there. Watch the right hand coming off. Obviously, that's the issue. So
yeah, he's obviously in trouble. So they're going to have to change him now. And
big moment,
big for Oisin Griffin. Very, very big, coming in a cauldron-like atmosphere like this with your championship on the line. And you'll be facing Mark Rogers. It's not an easy moment for the goalkeeper.
Well, in fairness to Oisin now, he has one of the best goalkeepers we've ever seen in a county jersey as his coach in the form of Andrew Fahey. So he'll have him well prepped and well ready to go on. Jack Brown comes across here to have a chat with Robbie Hogan. He's pointing out a couple of things on the pitch. We will resume with a line ball, and it's Tony Kelly's the man that's going to take it. That substitution made. In goes Oisin Griffin to the goal, and the line ball is taken. Play resumes. We'll have a lengthy additional time, I would suggest. Here comes Tony Kelly once again. Ball up in the air.
God.
Look at the trajectory on that. With just a flick of the wrist. That's all it was. The ball flies straight between the posts at the Cloister end. And we spoke about the score after the goal. It came to Ballyea through their great leader, Tony Kelly. 1-8 to 1-6. It's Ballyea in front.
You can't coach that. And look, he's done that for Clare. He's done that for countless years for Ballyea. The quick 1-2 from the line ball. And then he just dissects the
Niall
post.
Deasy picks the ball up on the far touchline and sends it between the posts. The response from Ballyea has been exactly as you'd expect from this great group of warriors that we've seen over the last decade. Niall Deasy with a score from the far touchline. 2 in a row now for Ballyea since the concession of that goal. 1-9 to 1-6. William Kavanagh works the puck out short, drops it long, down in the direction of Jack Brown though. Up goes Jacko. Ball breaks down. That's well read outside. That's Daniel Costello working hard. Gives it back to Paul Flanagan. He's on his own 21 metre line. That familiar stride, the tidy shortening of the grip. Out of cause once again. A bit of work outside now for Tygo Hulacan to try and do, and he does it really well. Breaks past the tackle. Actually used the momentum of the challenge to bring himself forward down to Moylan. That's a great hook put in there. Brilliant bit of tracking back from Rossa Keehan just to interrupt the flow, but What a great response from Ballyea to that goal.
Great response from Ballyea. I just have to question what Scariff are at again with the win, Derek. That last delivery, 4 Ballyea men surrounding 1 Scariff man. They just don't have the numbers back in the forward line.
Oh, Kelly, lovely little double touch on the ground to release Aaron Griffin. He can't pick the ball up though, and Scariff will bring it clear again with Patrick Ryan playing back here in a right wing back position. I would be absolutely delighted. They have no midfield. There's that famous quote, who's in midfield? At the moment, nobody is the answer to that question. Ball is played down the line over a goal. That is Cian Kirby, far side of the pitch on an advantage, fouled as well. Structural, Ballyea are battling better, there's no question, but as you keep saying, and we saw it, the absolute exemplar of it there in that last play, structurally Scariff are all over the place,
all over the shop, Derek. They've won now at the edge of the square,
and Connor Downs has gone on a yellow,
and they have the 2 out here on the touchline, and hosted, surrounded by a sea of black and amber. That last delivery, he looked up, he tried to ping it into space, but sure, who was in the space? Jack Brown sitting back. They call it the sitting 6. I just call it a spare man at the back because no one's picking him up, and it's criminal stuff from Scariff. You're shooting yourself in the foot, you're playing with a wind, you're going to go in 4 down. It's not looking good.
Tony Kelly with the free, as we thought Connor Downs was being spoken to, but no card was produced there by Jarlath Donlan, so his driver's licence remains clean for the moment. It's Tony Kelly with the free, right hand side of the pitch. Umpire comes straight across. He's going to, so it's wide. It's gone to the right hand side and wide. That was a big opportunity for Ballyea just to drive the knife.
I could hear it in your voice. Hear it in your voice, Derek. You were astounded that Tony Kelly hits it wide.
Liam Crotty hits it from his own 45-metre line, drops it down towards the danger zone. Oisin Griffin comes out off his line. Ball breaks away. Sean Minogue tried to go one-handed. Paul Flanagan's inside. Patrick Ryan is there trying to pick it up. O'Hula Khan and Costello, they're all there as well. Flanagan is the man that's trying to pick it up at the moment and breaking clear. And there's going to be a half-time whistle blown as Gudgie trying to drive out through. That's Ballyea going in with a 3-point lead. 1-9 to 1-6 is how it stands, and we said it was going to be tight and tense, but Ballyea go to the break, and remember, breeze to come with a 3-point lead.
Yeah, but if you looked at the last play, Derek, Scariff finally got bodies inside in the full forward line, and when the ball broke, Ballyea had to work like Trojans to defend the goal, and there was a ruck at the edge of the square there, and it could have been anybody's. Now Jarlath blew a halt to proceedings, but Scariff should have been saying to themselves, why didn't we do this for the previous 29 minutes? Hitting ball down, aimless ball into Jack Brown, mopping it up, Gudgie mopping it up. That young fella making his championship debut there, he's an outstanding game. Dara Milan on a whole heap of ball, and all because Scariff's structure was completely wrong. They need to regroup. Now Scariff may be better playing against the wind, working it through the lines, and their structure for the first half should probably do for the second, but I think they've shot themselves in the foot, Derek. We still have 30 minutes to go, but Ballyea in the driving seat.
Robbie Hogan and his management team congregate here underneath us on the newly installed Zimmer Biomet carpet that's here just in front of both dugouts. Donald Maloney and his team on the left hand side, I would suggest, have a lot more to talk about, as do we after the break. We'll take a quick break from the Clare GA TV stream, but here on air on Clare FM we're back shortly with more chat. Do stay tuned.
Construction Limited, proud to support Ballyea Senior Hurling Team. Unit 4, Block G, Riverside Business Park, Quinn Road, Ennis, County Clare. www.custicon.ie.
Looking at blue helmet on his head as he fires that one towards the posts, and this one first. Scariff goes inside the right hand up.
Quick.
It's trademarked, isn't it? He just whips it 1-2. Nice little link-up play there with Aaron Griffin. This time off the right. He's happy with that. Is TK.
Difficult task for Kearns, but he stuck it so far.
Here comes Kelly with the free shot. Carrying it forward there. Aino O'Brien from a very tight angle just shortens up the grip. And Scariff with the ball again on the shoulder, turning it over the crossbar. That's a brilliant slow. It should be in just a moment, and it is 3 points apiece in Ballyea together. Kelly's very isolated here out in this near touchline. Tony Kelly, you are unbelievable.
The ball into him, but you're being beaten here in the middle third.
Budgie with the line ball down to Cahill Doohan. He tries to do what Kelly did a while ago, and he manages the famous one against Waterford. Let's see, will it have the same result? Mark Rogers strikes through the ball, puts it straight over. No Marshall there by Thygo Hulacan, but Brian gets back up onto his feet, looks at the post. It's a tidy angle, but he makes light of it. That's a coming at speed. He's usually fairly accurate from these kind of positions, and that has transpired. Big opportunity. Ballyea bearing down on goal, pops it off inside towards Tony Kelly.
Was there
when
ever
you need the leader? Vision, and standing on attention over there is Morgan Gary. The cornerback comes up and he puts it to get it through the centre. Now this is Mark Rogers, and that's a brilliant save. Oh, Barry Coote. another. I thought it was just a brilliant line. Go away and coach a team. I thought it was just fantastic. It was so succinct that and I'm saying that in the context of these lads here. I don't know them, I have to say, but the boys that are here with the under 11s or whatever they are, giving their time, going off the pitch, they're the lads that are the real GA.
They're the backbone of GA.
Huge well done to all them boys.
Absolutely, they're the backbone of the GA. People forget that in every club, in every community, in every parish in this beautiful Ireland and island of ours, there is volunteers, Derek, who'll wash jerseys, who'll line pitches, who'll put out cones, who'll coach under 7 teams, under 9 teams. They'll take senior teams, and for want of it, they'll take the junior C team. They will keep hurling and they'll keep football and they'll keep Gaelic games, camogie and ladies football alive and well in their parish. Hats off to every volunteer in every club in every county.
Well said. Good news from a Ballyea perspective is that Barry Coote has resumed his place in the goals. Obviously, Kieran Connolly has worked his wonders inside in the dressing room at half time. The Ballyea physio, also Kildysert as well, of course, as Jarlath Donnan gets the second half back underway. And as it was in the first, Gudgie, the first man involved, it's picked up by Jack Brown. He's turned over though. Off they go. Patrick Crotty with a shot from distance from way out on the far touchline. That is concentrated class as well from Patrick Crotty. This is a brilliant contest. We're being treated to viewing some outstanding players. The latest of them, Patrick Crotty, who sends the ball between the posts to put 2 points between them.
Yeah, lovely start, exactly the start that Scariff need. But interesting enough, Derek, Ballyea didn't fall into the trap that Scariff did. They have all 6 forwards now in the second half, inside in the danger zone with the wind to come, so that's why they're doing it.
But here's Mark Rogers on his own 65. Good work from Liam Crotty to set up the initial chance. It breaks in behind. Could be an opportunity here. Patrick Ryan with a lot of men to take on. Oh, what a hand pass that is across. Opportunity, what a block. It's still there. It's O'Brien trying to come through. Takes it off the left. Oh, Barry Coote, exceptional. Just put the hurley up, and Dara Moylan, the man that goes to take it off the line. That was a really good bit of play. Ian O'Brien had the opportunity, but Barry Coote restored to the goals with a hand up, gets the flick on it. Ball played down the far side of the ground. We'll go back and talk about that in just a moment. Trying to pick it up over there right now. Tygo Hulacan trying to come onto it. It's Ballyea attacking. Moylan was out the far side of the ground. It's a big long ball dropping in. It goes to the left hand side and wide. It's just another oxygen sucking one from a Ballyea perspective. Puck out was taken quickly. Jarlath Donlan says everybody wasn't out, so we have to go back again. Donald Maloney not overly happy about that one.
No, what a massive moment though. Barry Coote, like off injured just before half time, looked to have nearly a broken hand, back out onto the field. Scariff break, ball pops to Patrick Ryan. Great vision, reverse hand pass across, and a superb stop from Coote. It would have been a huge score from Scariff. You know, they've got the first point of the half. They've got that green flag, but look, they're hunting in numbers here, Derek, and they're coming out. They know their championship is on the line.
Patrick Ryan on the back foot, on the spin, on the target.
Oh yes,
gets inside the right hand upright. Just a bit of suspense as that ball goes between the posts for Patrick Ryan. That's his second of the afternoon, and that dressing room bounce after half time has gone Scariff's way. 2 in a row to cut it back to 1. Ballyea looked to respond straight away, working back deep. Liam Crotty is over there, but he's going to be turned over. Is he? Tony Kelly there picks it up off the ground, looks across, sells the dummy on the hurley from a tight angle. If this goes over, it doesn't. It goes to the right and wide, and you have those spells, don't you, with Kelly? There's a lot of shots taken. When they go over, they're special, but when they don't, you know, you're just wondering, was there another option? But I suppose that is the beauty of sport. It's the live decision. William Kavanagh with the ball. Down it goes. Mark Rogers bounces it around. He's trying to get it back again. Paul Flanagan nips in. That's brilliant, but it's picked up. Keelan Hartigan trying to drive past the 45 metre line. Keelan Hartigan for 3 in a row from Scariff as Donald Maloney marches down the sideline, pumping the fist and screaming the instructions, and it's co-score again in Parkis Oak at 1-9 apiece.
Look, unbelievable start to the second half from Scariff. We've less than 3 minutes on the clock, 3 white flags raised, a goal chance raised, and they have their defensive structure fully organised here. We're in for a cracker,
off
Derek.
Goes Aaron Griffin, wins a brilliant ball there from the puck out, gives it back. This is an opportunity. It's Fikra Kirby trying to cut inside, plays it off outside him. Keane is there just trying to line it up. No, that is Morgan Gary going for his second of the day. That's Morgan Gary with number 4 for Ballyea, but playing anywhere but sending the ball between the posts. The edge back in front once again.
Yeah, and good response from Ballyea. But I'm looking at the matchups here. You may forget about who's tracking who. This is a case of next ball, Derek. And there's a physical element to this game. It's a great joy to watch.
Oh, lovely bit of play there from Connor Downs, just to flick the ball up here in front of Liam Crotty. He goes by, bounces the ball off the ground, hits it from the 65. That's going to hold up in the breeze. Ryan is inside underneath it, tries to do the Aaron Gillan catch from behind. Is there a free? Referee says play away, lads, see who can win it. And right now it's Ballyea in prime possession. It's Dara Moylan. Really good stuff stuff from him, whips it out off the end line, and they look to try and clear their lines. Lovely spin outside there from Morgan Gary once again, but it's taken away from him, and it is Patrick Crotty flicking it through. It's Mark Rogers. Oh, that's a brilliant block. What a bit of defending there that is, from a brilliant bit of play from Peter Casey. Paul Flanagan gives it back to Gudgie. Casey with an absolutely goal-saving tackle, be under no illusions. It's back there now once again. It's Cathal Doohan down the line to Aaron Griffin, being tracked by Sean Collins, far side of the pitch, pings it off the ground and taking it on the run, and off they go with it once again. Gavin trying to take it through. King Kirby's inside, still trying to strike it off the hurley, but again, just the reaction will tell you he has potted it. I think he thought that might be trailing out to the right and wide, but that's a really good score off the stick, and Ballyea again respond to that bit of a purple patch, and that's another good score for Keane Kirby.
Fine score, but are Scariff shooting themselves in the foot, Derek? They had 3 chances to tap that ball over the bar every time. Look, if they'd have raised the green flag, the roof would have come off the stand. But when you've got the first 3 points of the half, you should be getting that score. Now suddenly Ballyea back out in front. 2
points to the good. That could be 3, is it? That's good from Fikra Kirby. It's more than good. It's perfect. And that 3-point lead has been restored. It's an absolute belter here in Páirc Kissogue. 1-9 each a while ago. Now it's 1-12-1-9. Ballyea in front.
Yeah, Ballyea. What a response from Ballyea, because I don't know, we've had a lot of malfunctioning scoreboards this weekend, Derek, so I think it's 1-11-1-9, but I could be wrong. But yeah, what a start to the second half. Scariff on the bounce again, Derek.
Scariff taking off past the 45-metre line. This again is a really, really strong run right down the middle. There could be a free coming, there won't. It comes across. That's a great opportunity to knock another one over, and Rossa Keehan does just that. Brilliant response from the Scariff men. There's just, it seems to be 3 or 4 minutes of little mini momentums that are coming, as again it's getting physical here now between Niall Deasy and Sean Collins, and again it's getting, that's a big hit.
Yeah.
Liam Crotty, it was the man that came in there, frontal challenge on Niall Deasy. It's getting all a bit scrappy now. We'll just, if you're watching this, we'll let the picture tell its own story. If you're on radio, we'll just say they're getting to know each other, even though we have 36 odd minutes played, and now the scoreboard is in fact corrected. It's 1-12 Ballyea, it's Scariff 1-10.
I thought I was losing my mind.
Jarlath Donlan and Jim Hickey.
Derek, when all that was breaking out.
Yeah, but just watch this now for a second, right? We're here on Clare GA TV, and I am blue in the face for making this point. Right now, anybody that's watching, or us here if we had the monitor in front of us, can see within seconds what happened, right?
Yeah, correct.
No question. Jarlath Donlan had to go over to Niall Malone and to Jim Hickey, and this is all going to take 60 to 90 to maybe 2 minutes, right? He could just watch the thing back.
Oh, yeah.
We have to bring in that option.
Yeah, there should be an official up here, right here beside us.
And this thing of, you're breaking momentum.
No, you're not.
The game is broken now.
Yeah, but you're not breaking momentum.
Do it. But anyway,
look. Take 30 seconds. But what was also interesting was when all that was going on, Derek, and look, it was getting hot and heavy. Tony Kelly ran 40 yards to pull the Ballyea players from it.
Now, 2 yellows, I'd imagine, here for DC and Sean Collins. But again,
the politically correct way out of the solution.
There was another man involved here, and he's now been called across as well. Liam Crotty, so
we'll have 3 yellows.
Yeah, it could. Well, let's wait and see. Jarlath Donlan is talking to all 3 anyway. They're all around him. Jarlath, there you are. No, what's your address? He's having a chat with all 3 of them, and let's see now. He'll go to the book very shortly.
He's talking too long. He does. Yellow.
112 to 110. Cartabui, a Henado 3, and on we go. So that's good refereeing from Jarlath Donlan, in fairness. So 7.5 minutes gone here in the second half. It's Ballyea leading 112 to 110, and the puck out is taken. The wily old Jack Brown pulled out here to the sideline, knowing he'd be there short for it the minute that it came. 2 between the sides here in Páirc Kissogue. It's Ballyea in front. Ball taken out of the air there by Patrick Crotty. Sets the feet. In front of him there was Fikra Kirby trying to go by him. Mark Rogers again is mired around that middle third. Connor Downs, great bit of play. Just got wrapped up there between himself and a couple of more of the Ballyea players over there, and just I think Michael Scandon was hanging around that area as well. Ball down here now at the attacking side of the pitch, across for Patrick Ryan. Ryan goes off in a race. He's cantering down here, but again, that's a brilliant bit of defensive cover from a Ballyea point of view, trying to bring the ball down here. In front of us is Daniel Costello. Did he go out over the sideline? Was he challenged late? Knows the answer to all those questions as the play continues right down here in front of us. Michael Scandon involved there with Kirby. Tries to get the hand pass across towards Gudgie. Gee, a one-handed flick in again from Liam Croshy, who, remember, was on a yellow already, so really needs to be careful. Discipline here now. The second yellow in these scenarios can come so handy.
Don't I know? 10 seconds apart they can come. But look at Derek. We might have had a score a minute in the last game, but this is a tackle every 5 seconds. There's an off-the-ball schmozzle every 10 seconds. You want to be this isn't for the faint-hearted, Derek. It's a men's game, and by God, have we 30 men out in that field giving it socks for their club.
Were they justified yellows, I wonder. But anyway, both players gone for zoom here underneath us. It'll be a free for
William. You wouldn't give a yellow no matter what.
It'll be a free for William Kavanagh, just midway between the 45 and 21 metre line, away to our right hand side again. I suppose this is suiting Ballyea, isn't it? Just they're 2 points in front, kill the clock. Hope Jarlath doesn't remember the next 30 seconds to head onto it at the very end, but I'm afraid we could be here for a while watching this one as William Kavanagh comes to strike that ball, sends it down towards the 21 on the far side of the pitch. Again, though, the bodies break underneath it. Who's going to come away with it? The answer to that question most of the day, in fairness, has been Ballyea striding out from defence. Patrick Ryan works really hard, dispossesses Peter Casey there. Back comes Kelly now, trying to get involved between the two 65 metre lines. Again, the ruck develops. Again, the scrap is there, and Scott Kearns is the man trying to pick it up. He goes by and he picks it up, but it's Gudgy comes away with it. Gets the hand pass across, looking for Kelly. 2 men over. Kelly stands, hits it, a rare old slap, and the ball goes wide. And again, you come back, question it. The shot selection.
I'll never question Tony. I'll never question Tony.
Not as a few of them now that should say, you know, in the teeth of it, the shot percentage. As we watch Keelan Hartigan on the 45 metre line, again that goes to the right and wide. We've seen 2 of them there. Were the shots on? That's just a question you'd ask.
No, they weren't. Both shots, both players should not have taken on those shots. They were from the 20% areas, I'd call it. The ball should have been put in to where you can, the 70-80% percentile, where you know you're going to get it. But look, the danger is up on both teams. It's just a physical enthralling battle.
Daniel Costello tried to switch the point of attack there, but it was brilliantly read inside in the Scariff defence. Once again, winning the free there, working all back deep was Michael Barrett.
All those hits, Derek, they do drain you, not physically, but also mentally. Because you don't have time to even think. So it's just end-to-end stuff here, and you don't have a second to even catch your breath.
William Kavanagh again with the free midway between the 45 and the D. He'll land this right down into the danger zone. The area not overly populated right now. Again, it's going to bounce inside around. Barry Cool comes out and just has to get the left boot to hit it out for a 65. And is he just feeling the impact of that once again? I think they're being told, you have to change him again.
Yeah,
this is a big blow. This is a big blow for Ballyea on the double one. Oisin Griffin's coming back in.
That's 2 substitutions.
But now, unless the first one was a head injury replacement, then they wouldn't have actually lost a sub. I would imagine that was the scenario. The fact he came back on again at half time, I'd say, the blood sub, you have the head sub injury. I would say that was the scenario by which they took him off.
Yeah, it makes sense, because look, there was only 20 seconds to go, and if he was anywhere fit at all, he's done. His day is done this time, though. Look.
Well, what a contribution he made after coming back in with that brilliant save at the start of the second half. But again, a game that just hasn't got going yet outside of that 3 or 4 minute period where the side swap scores. 112 to 110 is how it stands, and Oisin Griffin makes his way back in now for these closing stages of the contest. And Jarlath Donnan just making note of all that. Of course, he'd have to know about the injuries and all the rest of it for his match report a little bit later on. Ben Sweeney has also been introduced for Scariff here at half time. I think that one might have just slipped by us, unless it has just happened in the last couple of moments, and he's a player of real potential. This guy knows how to pick a score.
He does, in fairness. A fine free taker too. Not that he'd be taking it with Mark Rogers, but yeah, look, a very promising talent. And the game, it's kind of stop-start at the moment because of the injuries to Barry Cool and the hits and and the collisions, but it's an enthralling contest, Derek, and you cannot call a winner. We've 17.5 minutes to play. Ballyea might be up by 2. I'd say it'll be 1 after this 65.
Yeah, we'll bring you another bit of news that's developing in the world of Gaelic games this afternoon, just after this, as Mark Rogers comes to hit it on the 65 metre line and puts it straight between the posts. So it's back once again to a 1 point game here. Mark Rogers adding to his goal there in the first half. It's half time in the All-Ireland Camogie final. Galway leading Cork by 1-9 to 7, and Hannah Looney has been sent off for Cork, who will only have 14 then for the second half. So 5 down at half time and a player down as well. Galway in front in that particular one. Patrick Ryan trying to fight for the ball on the far side of the pitch. 112-111 Ballyea lead, and now it's going to be a line ball to the Ballyea men on the far side of the pitch. The hand over there of Niall Malone indicating that will be the case, and again Tony Kelly will go to take it. but it's getting tetchy now. It's getting really, really squeaky bum time, as the great Sir Alex used to say one time. Tony Kelly with the line ball far side the pitch. Again, they just haven't got going yet in this second half, and he tries that kind of golf swing crossfield shot. This time though, Scariff are alive to it. Jack Ryan has also been introduced. He's going to wear the number 5 jersey for the rest of this contest. At the ball fouled on Tony Kelly is what he did there, Jack, as Scariff have gone to the bench once again. Jack Brown is over there as well. Kelly just looking up to see what are the options inside. He tries to play a quick crossfield ball. A lovely bit of control there from Fiacre Kirby, and from a very tight angle he picks off a lovely score. But what a quick bit of thinking, what a great bit of communication and leadership. Ball across to Fiacre Kirby, gets his second of the afternoon. Ballyea 113, Scariff 111, 14 gone second half.
Yeah, superb innovation from Tony Kelly. I think Ballyea are going to go to the bench as well. I can see that Mossy Gavin is warming up, and as I said in the build up to this, Derek, the impact off the bench will decide the outcome. 2-point game, and we have 15 minutes to go. It's anybody's.
Scariff are warming up subs here underneath as well. I think we're going to see the brilliant Diarmuid Nash, All-Ireland handball champion of course as well, plays the ball down into the corner. Does Paul Flanagan. Taking it on there right now is Aaron Griffin, stepping back just to make the space for the shot, but it goes out to the left hand side and wide, and it stays a 2-point game, I should say, 113 Ballyea, 111 Scariff. 15 minutes gone here in the second half, and that substitution will happen very, very shortly indeed. Long ball down, taken out of the air. Fantastic catch by Peter Casey. Pings it down the line. Carl Doohan has all the time in the world to stand up and try to play it down the throat. Looking there once again for Niall Deasy. And Deasy looks up to Jarlath Donlan as much as to say, was I not pushed off the ball? Jarlath says it was legally done. Michael Barrett brings the ball away. Down to Sean Collins. He's caught in possession though. Carl Doohan nips in to get it. Back it comes to Deasy. Shortens the grip and just lofts the ball over. A score of great simplicity in its finish from Niall Deasy. But brilliant stuff from Cathal Doohan, just caught the man in possession, played up DC as we watch Diarmuid Nash coming in, and coming off I think will be Michael Barrett. So that's the switch from a Scariff point of view. 114, 111, Ballyea lead by 3 once again with 15 and a half gone.
Yeah, and Michael Barrett, like Lucy's coming off there, if they'd have taken him off 30 seconds earlier, it wouldn't have been a score. He stood on ceremony waiting for the ball to come into his hand. You cannot stand on ceremony at senior club hurling. You will get it. He did get it, and Ballyea fired the ball over the bar.
God, that's a fantastic take in the air there from Sean Minogue. Now he's going to try and use that possession. In they go, a whole cluster of players inside around. It's absolutely rampant inside. Referee says that's going to be a free out for Ballyea. I think Mark Rogers was adjudged to have been the guilty party on that occasion. Jarlath's going to have a chat with him. No card, just a kind of a mind yourself, I think is the message. So Ballyea will just slow things down.
Mossy Gavin's been introduced here as well, Derek. I think it's Fiacre Kirby. Yeah,
so Mossy comes in with the number 11 jersey. It's one of the hardest to spot with those stripes, let me tell you, but his helmet is distinctive enough, so that should help us. Fiacre Kirby comes off 2 points to his name. Not a bad afternoon out as both sides now look to go to the bench to try and see things out. There's lots and lots of conversations happening here on the sideline as well underneath us, and Jarlath Donlan, for something that was said, has decided to bring the free forward, and he's also going to book Sean Minogue, and that has kind of come out of nothing.
Yeah, but whatever he did say, like, it's silly. I mean, you're handing now a score and opportunity to Tony Kelly. You know, whereas the free wasn't moved forward, there's no way it's landed. Whereas now it could be landed. Yeah, it's 90 yards, but Tony Kelly won't lack for the distance.
Absolutely not. Again, Peter Duggan was pretty much there when he landed one in our first game, as Clooney Quinn saw off Ina Kilnamona with that really dramatic finish. Here's Kelly with the free. The ball is still travelling, but it's left him wide once again. And Ballyea are just kind of leaving Scariff in this game.
Yeah.
3 points is not insurmountable.
No, you said it perfectly there. They're leaving Scariff in the game, and look, great catch, absolutely superb catch from Mark Rogers.
Yeah, taken down on the 45 as well. When you lead that bit of leadership, Rogers is the man to take it. And as we say, like, this is a big swing. Kelly could have put him 4 up. This would have only brought it back to 3. Chance now to bring it back to 2, and momentum will build and build and build.
Yeah, and again, a simple game. William Kavanagh boomed the puck out down, and when you have a ball winner like that, give him the ball. Rogers will win it in the air, wins the free. No doubt he'll tap this over, and we'll be down to a 2-point game with 12 minutes to play.
Oh, we won't.
We will, Derek.
Has it gone inside?
It
just
has,
about. Just about. Yeah, just inside the right hand upright for Mark Rogers.
You've had a busy weekend. Your eyesight isn't with you.
He didn't leave much to spare on that one. Watch it back. There wasn't much in it. 114 to 112 it is. It's still Ballyea by 2. 12 plus the additional time to go. Oisin Griffin with the puck out, left-handed, sends it down to this near side of the pitch. Again, a breaking ball would be crucial on this one. It's Connor Downs, goes back. Oh, Gudgy just takes it off him, picks his pocket, gets the ball back to the ground once again. Downs gets the little flick on it, and it's Scariff trying to go clear. Free in for barging. It's a bit, Liam Crotty, the man guilty apparently.
I don't think that's ever a free in.
But they go 50-50, don't they? It's interpretation in a lot of respects.
Yeah.
Is it barging? I suppose what's the man supposed to do?
Get out of his way?
Yeah.
No, I agree with that. I just don't think it's a free either way. Either way, whether it's a free in or free out, I would never give a free there. Just let it play.
Well, he has given a free, and it's going to be Niall DC with Connor Downs still in his immediate vicinity, shall we say, until Charlotte Donnan tells him, shove out a small bit there now, please, and let Niall hit his free, which he will, just behind the 45-metre line. Low enough trajectory. Perfect trajectory as it goes over. This man certainly knows how to hit a free as he gets his third of the afternoon and evening, whatever way you want to call it, at this side of the contest. It is right now picked up there by Scott Kearns. Tries to transfer the ball to the far side of the pitch to Keelan Hartigan. Great hands from Hartigan. Takes off down along the far sideline. Bounces the ball off the ground. Still goes. Hartigan still going through. He's on the 21. This is some run from Hartigan, but he's going to get bottled up. Flicks it across. Patrick Ryan gets it. He grabs it. Hand pass over the head. Opportunity. Points. Good score. That is Rossa Keehan's second of the afternoon. But what a run from Keelan Hartigan on the far side of the ground to open it up. It's back once again to a manageable deficit. 115 to 113. Ballyea lead by 2. We're in the teeth of the final 10 minutes.
Absolutely, the championship 10 minutes. What a score though. In fairness to Keelan Hartigan, to do the Kyle Hayes flick under immense pressure, get the ball back in his hand, then to Patrick Ryan, and he's surrounded by a sea of black and amber, a reverse hand pass. Oh, brilliant team score.
Scariff starting to get on top of the Ballyea puck out. I would suggest that Scott Kearns steps back behind that one, gives it to Connor Downs. He transfers it across, but only to the imposing figure of Paul Flanagan. He was fouled by Patrick Crotty, who's going to be spoken to by the referee.
I'd say he's got a card. It was an actual swing of the hurley.
Yeah.
And now for talking again.
This is cheap stuff. This is cheap stuff now. If you're management there, you're incensed because, you know, referees, I suppose it has worked a treat in football in the sense that I speak to referees from a football point of view, and they tell you that the discipline thing has been transformed under the new dissent rules, right? And I know some people fall foul of it and one thing and another, and that's fine. But it has changed their approach to it. And I think from a hurling perspective, without being told to, the referees are adopting a similar approach.
They are, yeah, absolutely. Any word they're moving that ball up 20 yards. And you know, what would have been a difficult free is now a relatively easy free.
Yeah, and for Niall DC, he'll thank him for that one, won't he, again? It's one of those games where every point will dictate the next little bit of momentum, and this one has come to Ballyea, who now lead 116 to 113. 21 minutes gone here in the second half. Puck out for William Kavanagh. Low trajectory on this one, looking for Mark Rogers. It won't reach him, will it? Okay, will eventually. He gets it up. Cathal Doohan almost interrupts him. Off goes Rogers. Shortens the grip, tries to dink it in over the top. Patrick Ryan hanging around there. Out comes Oisin Griffin. Does really well. Great bit of bravery, great bit of leadership from the young man who was called from the bench not once but twice in this game. Ball makes its way across to Niall DC on the 45-metre line. He has a never-winning runner off the shoulder. That's a brilliant to Morgan Gary. 2 points for him already, but he won't remember that ball as it's picked up here by Scariff once again. Rossa Keehan across to Connor Downs between himself and Hartigan. Downs stands on the 65-metre line.
Good.
He jogs away because the ball has flown straight between the posts. It's a 2-point game again. It's Ballyea 116. It's Scariff 114. We have coming up on 8 minutes plus the additional time to go.
Do you know what will decide this now over the next 8 minutes, Derek? It'll be whichever team can keep their discipline the most.
Yep.
Scores are at a premium from play, so do not foul, do not give away cheap frees.
Long ball from the puck out once again. Kelly comes out and gathers it up and heads for the far touchline. Scott Kearns goes with him. Brilliant hook from Scott Kearns. Kelly though grabs the return again. He's on the 13. He's a bit isolated over the shoulder off the right. Wide. Ball
yeah,
goes
and
right
that's a
wide.
shot. In fairness, I don't ever be
Wasn't
critical.
on.
It was never on. He should have recycled possession.
But brilliant, Scott Kearns. What a bit of
Absolutely
tracking.
brilliant. Great hook in the initial attempt. Look, ball in again. Mark Rogers. He just won that amongst four Ballyea players.
Gets the hand pass clear to Patrick Crotty. Picks it up with the left hand. Goes through the centre. Turns again. Patrick Crotty pops the ball off inside. Big opportunity. Oh, it's just gone wide.
Oh, I thought it hit the back of the net.
It's just gone to the left and wide. It was a fantastic opportunity for Scariff on that occasion, but the ball has gone to the left and wide. All the hard work done. The ball popped out into the hands there of Ben Sweeney, the man we praised a while ago, and the ball just went to the wrong side of the post and wide. But Scariff are starting to fire the warning shots here.
That's for sure. I thought it was in, Derek. I thought I saw the net bulge, but it obviously hit the side
You've
net.
had a long weekend. Your eyesight isn't great. Connor Downs wins the ball from the puck out. 3 men go around him. One of them is Gudgy. Gets the ball out over the sideline. Line ball it's going to be for the men from Ballyea, and everything now is being contested. Connor Downs is irate underneath us. Pierce Lillis is about to make his introduction here for Ballyea. Aaron Griffin will be the man to make way. So an inter-county footballer, one for the other. Pierce from Clare, and immediately he's just getting the instructions here from his manager underneath us, being told off you go to that far wing and work and work and work, and Pierce will do that in fairness to him. Niall Deasy with the line ball just between the 65 and 45 in front of the stand, looking at the Aldi end. He's trying to play it into the corner, but that run is well covered. Scariff looked to be in control of this one. They should have been, but it was Jack Ryan had all the time in the world there, but now the ruck develops and it's going to be a very, very tricky ball to try and bring clear. There's so many bodies around there. Jack ducks the head, does really well. Atone for that initial one, down towards Keelan Hartigan. Kelly just gets the little flick in to bring it away from him, and he takes it back again. That was a great ball to find him from Daniel Costello, and the ball goes over once again from the man called Tony Kelly, architect of his own score. Derek in came with the little flick. Costello just saw him stepping back, popped it to Kelly in the pocket. He puts 3 between them once again, 117 to 114.
Massive score, and from his standing position with barely room to swing the hurley, yet he split the post. But look, it's end-to-end stuff. Scariff are going to come back again, and I'd say the next score will be crucial, Derek, because it's either going to be a 4-point game or a 2-point game. And what are we left? 5 minutes?
Just about that. Niall Deasy has it as he tries to again play that inside line. Right ball into the square it goes. It's well gathered out, but again Ballyea really putting the pressure on. It's Ballyea in possession of it, and it's Cian Kirby this time trying to make the angle for the shot. He's got it inside. Cian Kirby makes it a 4-point game. He's got 2 this afternoon. We spoke about the supporting cast, and in fairness they have delivered. Morgan Gary, Niall Deasy, Cian Kirby, Cathal Doohan and Fikra Kirby all on the scoreboard, and of course we have that mammoth return from Tony Kelly. We call it mammoth. It's become standard for him really, hasn't it? 1-7 in a championship game. Ballyea lead here 118 to 114.
Yeah, and we have 2 substitutions there. Thomas Kelly's after coming on for Ballyea, and for Scariff I think it is Matthew Crotty is after coming on for Scariff.
Yeah, Rossa Keehan I think is the man that's going to come off here in front of us. Yeah, the green helmeted Rossa Keehan, 2 points from him, gets the clap in the back from Donald.
Probably
Maloney.
in green flag territory for Scariff, Derek. Are we? Yeah, we're 4 down with 4 minutes, you know.
We had a bit of stoppage time though to play as well, so that could be a key factor in it right now.
Oh, that's a
very, very clear pull of the jersey, no question.
What a score.
But it goes over. What an introduction from Matthew Crotty. He's just on the pitch as he sends that ball straight between the posts. Brilliant score for him once again as Scariff again cut that deficit 118 to 115.
Yeah, down to 3, Derek. 3 minutes to play, and possession is going to be vital. The next score could decide this, and Ballyea have possession of the ball. DC's here on the flank with it. Oh, great work.
Space and time. Sean Collins was the man getting in the challenge, but again Ballyea works so hard to get it back. That's Morgan Gary picking that ball up, sending it down the line, and we just watch at the moment. It is Ballyea, and onto that ball comes Mossy Gavin. Is it going to go inside the upright? It certainly is. That's another brilliant score as that ball goes straight between the posts, and Ballyea just keeping them now at arm's length, 119 to 115.
They're showing why they've won 4 county championships, Derek, because every time Scariff come at them, Ballyea respond with the next score, and of course with Tony Kelly they have a leader, probably the greatest leader this county's ever seen.
Sean Minogue, what a take that was from the puck out back to Connor Downs, trying to find it inside. They're trying to just stack the edge of the square. It's a free in.
Will we go for goal, Derek?
Oh, well, we won't do much now up here. It'll be someone else below. Patrick Ryan was the man that was pushed in the back there as he went for that ball. Now this is a decision to be made. They do have time. There's 3 plus the additional to go. They're 4 points back. Probably not time to panic just yet. I'd say pop it over.
Oh, I'd go for goal. Oh, I'd go. Mark Rogers, 21 yards out. Goal.
Right. Well, we'll see which one of us are right after the game.
He'll tap it over now because you're in his ear from here.
I think Donald Maloney gave him that indication here underneath us. He's certainly looking in that direction anyway. And
it's now we move more central.
No ball. The sliotar. They need a new sliotar. So Mark, obviously feels he wants a fresh one to go for it maybe.
This is like tennis now, where you get the new balls and the power is extra. He has to go for goal now.
And it's a grand dry evening, so it's not like one of those where the towel man comes in and the new dry schlitter magically pops out of it. But anyway, Mark Rogers with the new ball. The old one is dispatched here to the sideline. That'll go to the recycling centre. Rogers is lining up for it, isn't he?
He's going for goal.
Here comes Mark Rogers facing 5 Ballyea men. He goes
He
and
gets
he gets it! Oh, Mark Rogers, he hit it hard, he hit it low, he hit it to the back of the net, and now there's just one between them here in Park Kissogue. It's Ballyea 119, Scariff 2 goals and 15, one between them. 90 seconds plus the additional time to play, and I think the additional time is about to be communicated. Was it 4? Has he said 4? Jarlath Donnan to Jim Hickey, 4 is the call. So 4 minutes of additional time, 5.5 in total to go, one between them.
Ah, look at Mark Rogers, come at the hour, come at the man. I knew he'd line it up, and when he asked for a new sliotar, there was only going to be one outcome. He drilled that ball into the net. Grandstand finish. Can Ballyea respond?
To respond, it is Cian Kirby. Wide.
Oh, that's a poor wide, and it's all the momentum now is with Scariff, and I suggest that William Kavanagh goes short with this puck out, and then they send it long to Sean Minogue. That has been the tactic for this second half, and it has worked.
So Mark Rogers out here now in a centre forward position. Sean Collins is hugging this near touchline. William Kavanagh decides to just let rip down past the 45, down towards Sean Minogue, breaks it down. Keelan Hartigan's hanging around there. Crotty's there too, picking it up once again and over the shoulder. This is Ben Sweeney, and this ball has gone to the right and wide. It's gone to the right and wide.
It's time for cool heads now, Derek. Look, we're approaching 30 seconds of normal time. We know there's 4 minutes of additional time. You're down by a point. That's manageable. Just relax. Ben Sweeney rushed that shot. Cian Kirby rushed his for Ballyea. Cool heads will prevail here.
Our Patrick Burke-Mensah, man of the match selection, hangs in the air right now as there's 1 point between the sides, and it's a free for Scariff on their own 45-metre line. It's Ballyea 119.
Rogers come back and take this from 100 yards, will he?
It's Ballyea 119, that's 22 points. Scariff 2 goals and 15, that's 21. And right now, as I speak, the clock hits 30 minutes right now, and we have 4 of the additional time to play. This ball is just past his own 45-metre line for Mark Rogers, and he's looking up ahead to see what are the options. The square is getting absolutely full right now with fairly big target men from a Scariff point of view. Minogue is in there. He goes short though. Patrick Crotty makes a run to the far side of the ground. A brilliant ball from Rogers to find him. He turns back onto the favoured left-hand side from 45 metres out. The ball has gone again to the left-hand side and wide.
Yeah, and look, expertly taken free from Mark Rogers, similarly to Tony Kelly's earlier on. Spotted Crotty in an ocean of space, and he should have hit it first time, but he turned back onto his favoured side, and that just invited pressure from the Ballyea defender, and that pressure was just enough to Crotty to hit it wide. It could be a costly miss. Oisin Griffin in no rush, and we've a minute gone of those 4 already just from that wide, Derek.
About 27 seconds it took Oisin Griffin there to get that ball to puck it out, and Donald Maloney was reminding Jarlath Donnan of that fact, so we might go beyond the 4 minutes here in terms of additional time. Liam Crotty has the ball right now. Mossy Gavin tries to hop it off the ground into his paw again, goes with the one hand and again gets it up. Niall Deasy almost got that ball through. It's squirting clear here just behind us. Jack Ryan goes diving in. That's going to be a line ball to Scariff. Jim Hickey of Cratloe right on the scene on the 45-metre line. Line ball for Scariff. 1 point between them. We had a 1 point win for Clooney Quinn in the opener. What a brilliant double header of action this has been in Park Kissogue. NC Paint and Decor, our commentary sponsors. Zimmer Biomed, of course, sponsoring Clare GATV for this season. Ball back towards William Kavanagh on the 21, on the 13 in fact, out towards the sideline, gives it back to Conor Downs. He turns and lets rip, but Ho is reading it best of all. Only the great man himself, Jack Brown, takes it down, takes the contact, one-handed little flick out here to Paul Flanagan, sends it down the sideline once again. Conor Downs attacks that ball and does really well to hold on to it, with Niall Deasy coming down in his direct vicinity. Across it comes to Patrick Crotty, ball breaking behind him, picks it up, looks, has a runner off the shoulder. That runner over there right now is Scott Kearns, and the ball drops short into Oisin Griffin. He dispatches it out the field. 3 really good scoring opportunities for Scariff in these last couple of moments gone a begging, and the man that Ballyea want on the ball, the man is coming forward to the 45. His name is Tony Kelly, and he's got another, and that could be a match defining score. Scott Kearns' shot drops short, up goes Tony Kelly to the 45-metre line. 120 Ballyea, 215 Scariff.
Yeah, great by Kelly, like he was never going to miss, and Scott Kearns had the opportunity. Is this the winner?
It's looking like it. Niall Deasy sends it straight over. Leaders when you need them stand up, and none more so for this Ballyea group than Tony Kelly and Niall Deasy down the years. 121 to 215. There's 3 between them once again. So Scariff need to match the jersey with the flag if they're going to come out of this one with anything, and they have a free on the 45-metre line.
They'll have to drop
Just
this in,
go to
Derek.
the crossbar with it.
They'll have to drop it in because 60 seconds, they're down by 3. Scott Kearns had a golden opportunity to level the game. I suppose after he followed Tony Kelly around every blade of grass, he was tired, mishit it. He's tapped it over.
A bit of top spin on the free there. It must be sent from Matthew Crotty, his second of the day since he came on. But again, it's just back now once more.
And I'm sure Oisin Griffin will take another 30 seconds to poke this out.
121 to 216. That is the scoreline right now. 2 between them. 30 seconds, I should say. We've played 3.5. We were indicated 4. Ball goes out. Going to be a line ball for Scariff. Maybe one last opportunity to try and get something here, but they have to do it now from just shy of their own 45-metre line, as it's going to be Liam Crotty, the man to take it. Far side of the pitch. They need this to go short. This can't be a 50-50 option. He drives it away down the wing. Oh, Patrick Crotty takes it out of the air, stands back, tries to play it inside. Paul Flanagan scrapping away. Sean Minogue has it. Sean Minogue, it's a simple enough shot back towards Oisin Griffin, facing his own goal line as he sent that ball out wide, out to Dara Moylan. He just delivers it away down the pitch once again, looking for Deasy, stepping back there. Fantastic take in the air from Diarmuid Nash. Out it comes to Liam Crotty, just behind his own 65, gets the hand pass away. Out it comes. Hartigan's there trying to drop it in around the 21. Oh, Jack Brown and Paul Flanagan. That Jack Brown, brilliant. That was a brilliant bit of play back there from the Ballyea defenders, just taking the ball down from the clouds. Jack Brown was directing operations behind. It wasn't him that won it, but he was just directing everybody around him. The ball came down, going to be a free out for Ballyea, but you come back again to that shot from Sean Minogue.
Why didn't he tap it over?
Oisin Griffin covered his near post, but there was just no major power in it, was there? That was he said he would work like a dog when he came in. That was Pierce Lidis, the man winning that ball. Ball struck out over the sideline up near us here in the stand. Ballyea pick up the victory. A brilliant bit of underneath us here. Robbie Hogan lifts up a piece of the Cusick Park sod. Parkis Oak as it is, just blesses himself as much as to say thank you. Whatever bit of help above I got, thank you today, as Ballyea win here. Derek Dormer 121 to 216.
Yeah, and look, it's hard for Scariff. I mean, they fought, they went out in their shield, and look, they gave everything. Just decision making, Derek, near the end. Scott Kearns had a chance to level it. Sean Minogue had a chance to put in only a point in it, especially when you knew if you got that down to a point, Jarlath Donnelly's going to give you another opportunity. But when the need was greatest, the Warriors, the leaders, Tony Kelly and Niall Deasy, back-to-back points, extended a 1-point lead out to 3, and that's what it finished, Derek, 216, 121.
Your Patrick Burke menswear man of the match?
Tony Kelly.
Very simple. Yeah, we'll try and keep up with everything he scored. It was an incredible return. I think 1-8, 1-9, something in around there. We'll tot up all that when things calm down a little bit. It brings us to an end here on Clare FM for what has been an incredible 2 games to bring you on the TUS Clare Senior Hurling Championship. Victory for Clooney Quinn by 1, victory by 2 here for the men from Ballyea, 121 to 2 goals and 16. My thanks here to Derek Dormer on analysis, to all the Clare GA TV crew, to the gang back at base, our commentary sponsors who were NC Paint and Decor, and of course Patrick Burke with his man of the match selection this afternoon, going to the man himself, the All-Ireland winning captain Tony Kelly. He can go in and pick something out from the lads. They'll sort him out no matter where he is. But do stick with us here on Clare GA TV. We'll get someone to have a little chat with, maybe Tony, maybe Robbie. We'll see who's available down there, as we see Robbie going over here to Mark Rogers just to offer his condolences on that one, and that defeat for Scariff that now really puts them into trouble. I think that's their championship hopes gone. Now it's a case of trying to just stay out of that relegation mire. And for Ballyea, what a brilliant final day that sets up for them in this Clare Senior Hurling Championship. We sign off here on Clare FM. We'll head back to studio, but do stay with us on Clare GA TV. Lots more reaction to come.
I got that wow, wow. Anything that I want, I make
Custody Construction Limited. Proud to support Ballyea Senior Hurling Team. Unit 4, Block G, Riverside Business Park, Quinn Road, Ennis, County Clare. www.custodycon.ie.
Scariff goes inside the right hand up.
Quick.
Kelly, it's trademarked, isn't it? He just whips it 1-2. Nice little link up play there with Aaron Griffin. This time off the right. He's happy with that. Is TK.
Big little task for Kearns, but he's stuck to it so far.
Here comes Kelly with the free three shot. Carrying it forward there. Eno O'Brien from a very tight angle just shortens up the grip. And Scariff with the ball again on the shoulder, turning it over the crossbar. That's a brilliant score.
Kelly at the moment.
Should be in just a moment, and it is 3 points apiece in Ballyea together. Kelly's very isolated here out in this near touchline. Tony Kelly, you are unbelievable.
Get the ball into him, but you're being beaten here in the middle third.
Gudgie with the line ball down to Cathal Doohan. He tries to do what Kelly did a while ago and he manages the famous one against Waterford. Let's see, would it have the same result? Mark Rogers strikes through the ball and puts it straight over. No well Marshall there by Thygo Hulacan, but Brian gets back up onto his feet, looks at the post. It's a tidy angle, but he makes light of it. That's a coming at speed. He's usually fairly accurate from these kind of positions, and that has transpired. Big opportunity. Ballyea bearing down on goal, pops it off inside towards Tony Kelly.
Was there
when
ever
you need the leader? Vision, and standing on attention over there is Morgan Gary. The cornerback comes up and he puts it to get it through the centre. Now this is Mark Rogers, and that's a brilliant save. Oh, Barry Coote, they follow up. The ball goes to the net, and it is going to count. Additional time, I would suggest. Here comes Tony Kelly once again. Ball up in the air.
God.
Look at the trajectory on that with just a flick of the wrist. That's all it was.
Yeah, the quick 1-2 from the line ball, and then he just dissects the
Niall
post.
Deasy picks the ball up on the far touchline and sends it between the posts. The response from Jack Brown. He's turned over though. Off they go. Patrick Crotty with a shot from distance from way out on the far touchline. That is concentrated class as well.
Derek, and they're coming out. They know their championship is on the line.
Patrick Ryan on the back foot, on the spin. On the target.
Oh, yes.
Jetson Flanagan nips in. That's brilliant, but it's picked up. Keelan Hartigan trying to drive past the 45-metre line. Keelan Hartigan for 3 in a row from Scariff has done it. Trying to cut inside. Plays it off outside him. Keane is there just trying to line it up. No, that is Morgan Gary going for his second of the day. That's Morgan. Gavin trying to take it through. King Kirby's inside. Still trying to strike it off the hurley, but again, just the reaction will tell you he has potted it.
That score now suddenly Ballyea back out in front.
2 points to the good. That could be 3, is it? That's good from Fikra Kirby. It's more than good. A strong run right down the middle. There could be a free coming. There won't. It comes across. That's a great opportunity to knock another one over, and Rossa Keehan does just. Games this afternoon just after this as Mark Rogers comes to hit it on the 65-metre line and puts it straight between the posts. He tries to play a quick crossfield ball. A lovely bit of control there from Fikra Kirby, and from a very tight angle he picks down to Sean Collins. He's caught in possession though. Cathal Doohan nips in to get it. Back it comes to DC, shortens the grip and just lofts the ball over.
No doubt he'll tap this over, and we'll be down to a 2-point game with 12 minutes to play.
Oh, we won't.
We will, Derek.
Has it gone inside?
It
just
has,
about. She will. Just behind the 45-metre line. Low enough trajectory. Perfect trajectory as it goes over. This man flicks it across. Patrick Ryan gets it. He grabs it. Hand pass over the head. Opportunity. Points. Good score. That is Rossa Keehan's.
Any word they're moving that ball up 20 yards. And you know, what would have been a difficult free is now relatively easy for him.
Yeah, and for Niall Deasy, he'll thank him for that one. Rossa Keehan across to Conor Downs between himself and Hartigan. Downs stands on the 65-metre line.
Good.
He jogs away because the ball is flown. Little flick in to bring. Now delighted to be joined here in Zimmer Biomet Park, Kissogue, by Ballyea manager Robbie Hogan. Robbie, your last couple of tenures were nearly trademarked by those kind of performances. You often said it before, these boys don't make it easy, but they generally come through the tough ones.
Yeah, they really put you through the stress test on the line there, but thankfully, you know, we just the goal brought it back late on there, and it was edgy towards the end, but that bit of experience and a bit of graft, you know, just got us over the line in the end.
It was one of those games that we saw a score fest here like in the first game. Given what was at stake today, I suppose that was never going to be it.
Yeah, I suppose two teams were afraid to lose more than anything, Derek. You know, it was a huge amount at stake for both clubs, really. Like, you know, so look at we still have it all to do the next day, but look, at least we're still in the hunt anyway, is the main thing.
And we'll hear from one of them in a minute, but when you needed leaders in that last 10, big scores came.
Yeah, sure, look, come with the hour, come with the men, and it was, the lads stood up all over the field today, be it, hooks, blocks, tackles down at the backs, give the forwards a chance to score, so it's a team performance, and, we were, I suppose, lacking that the last day, a full team performance for two halves, and Scariff made us work very, very hard for it today, but we knew that coming in. But look, we're happy to get over the line, and it's in our hands now, at least this year. Previously we were relying on other results, so it's in our hands, and it's back to work now again.
And it seemed all about character, because there was times there where it felt like you were maybe leaving Scariff in the game a little bit, but when you needed, as you say, to right down the stretch, the scores came. Yeah,
Dees popped up for a trademark point there towards the end, and the subs again brought savage energy there. Thomas Kelly, Mossy, they were great lads, and you need energy coming down the home straight, and you can't be afraid to use your panel, because that's what it's there for. We 3 changes from the last day, which is a lot, but and the boys came in and finished off the job, so it's a team performance, really.
And speaking of team, before we let you go on that point, we speak a lot about the lads that get the scores, but can we have a word for the man that's keeping them out? I mean, Barry goes off with the injury, comes back in, produces a class save then before having to give way to the injury again, but some character to even get the hand up to keep that out.
Yeah, sure, look, he's the loneliest man in the field a lot of the time, and a ball can run through a fellow's hands. How often does it happen out the field, and there's nothing thought of it, but it's a brave man that takes on that number 1 jersey on any team, and fair play to Oisin, he came in and steadied the ship. He had a bit of work to do as well, but we just hopefully Barry isn't too bad and we get him back on the medical table and see how he is. But look, it's all about the team and the togetherness, really, so we're happy with that.
You're enjoying being back in the hot seat?
I didn't enjoy too much there coming down the home straight, to be honest, but look, it's a great place. It's a privilege for me to be on the line with these lads, and at the end of the day, we're only here to help them. And when they came hunting for a bit of help early in the year, you wouldn't be doing your job if you don't help the likes of Tony and Jack and Paul and these lads, because they've given us some of the best days of our lives, so we're still in the hunt. You never know.
That's exactly what it needs to be, Robbie. Thanks very much indeed for that. Delighted to also have with us this afternoon. We'll get him in over here. Or Patrick Burke, menswear man of the match. You've won a lot of things in your time, Tony, but you're getting a free voucher for Patrick Burke's as well to go and pick something out if you need it. You're still catching your breath here. What a battle!
Yeah, massive battle. We knew it was going to be. It was that second round tie is always one where you're either still in the championship or you're facing down the barrel of a relegation fight, and I suppose that was the carrot tonight, was to be still alive. Obviously, then if you lose it, you're facing into probably the worst part of the year and probably the toughest part of the year is if you're down that last 4 trying to get out of it. No matter how good you are, it's very hard to get out of that. So yeah, tonight was it was tense probably at times, especially there in the second half. There was probably a few wides and it was tight, and yeah, just I think that that bit of composure near the end when Raj got the goal for them to bring him right back into it, I think we could have got the next maybe the next 2 or 3 points, which was vital for us. You were ready for the reaction to that, though. I mean, he looks for a new fresh ball. He's probably only thinking of one thing, is he? Yeah, I'd say anywhere inside the Dino, you'd be expecting Raj to have a crack at goal, and but as I said, yeah, there was no real panic, I suppose, against Kilmaley the first day. I suppose in the second half against that breeze, we probably let the game, maybe we kind of drifted maybe in the second half, and if you drift at this level, you'll be punished, especially with the quality of players that every club has, and yeah, we just couldn't drift in that second half. And even at the start of the second half, Scariff got running us, but the 2 Kirby's again didn't drift, got on the scoreboard and got us back going again and kept the scoreboard ticking for us. That was crucial, wasn't it? You had so many players that could nip a point or 2 at crucial times, like. Yeah, definitely. Especially the younger lads, the likes of Daniel Costa now, been on the Clare 20s this year, again another injection to the team, 2 Kirby's as well, Darren Mylan at the back, so we've 4 or 5 lads from about 20, 21 down, which is mighty, and they can all hurl, and then you have the likes of Morgan, who's back from America, who was unreal for us. I suppose he's been unreal for us the last few years, but he was exceptional again today, and yeah, a bit of youth mixed in with I suppose the mid-20s, and then the older lads then to cap it all off, so there's a good mix there at the minute, but yeah, it's all about exposing those young lads to these kind of games and developing them along, and the next day I'll bring them on a bit more, and it's because we'll have to improve again. Yeah, and as Robbie said, it's still in your own hands, though. Now you know what's ahead of you in a couple of weeks. Yeah, Cratloe, ourselves and Cratloe seem to meet nearly every year in the senior championship, and yeah, we know what exactly each other is about. Very similar in terms of probably age profile, and very similar. They're adding in young lads as well, as much as we are. So yeah, it's all on the line. It's effectively a preliminary quarter-final, and yeah, that's where you want to be. It's a knockout game, and whoever wins it will be in good stead going into a quarter-final. And yeah, looking forward to the next 2 weeks now.
Great stuff, Tony. Congratulations. Our Patrick Burke wins our man of the match. Tony Kelly bringing our coverage here on Clare GATV to an end. Thank you all for watching. Loads more to come over the next couple of weeks. We'll talk to you then.